Game 2 of Year 2, and Caitlin Clark didn't waste any time.
That is just that signature Caitlin Clark shot. She will launch. Oh, yes! Caitlin Clark's fifth three from the logo.
History was broken, and Caitlin Clark contributed to over 50 points. She's just on another level, but the game started a lot rougher than it ended.
Well, it's the cadence that they play with in the quarter court as well.
Beaver coming off that performance on Saturday as Pow Pow takes it inside and finishes.
Tahina Pow Pow with a really smart play right.
A turnover, a missed layup. It was a shaky start, but it didn't take long for Caitlin to flip the switch.
Some adjustments, but they are doing a good job playing with two bigs so far.
And there's Clark turning the corner, getting to the rim and drawing the foul.
And once she got going, even the refs seemed to be on her side. Even her vision started clicking.
Has it denied. Boston sends it back. Clark with numbers. Bounce pass Howard.
She just knew where to find her teammates, and this time, they finished the job.
That's a combination of why they're going to have a much better defensive effort.
They're off to the races. Clark inside, Hull runs into traffic, flips it up, draws a foul, and one. Lexi Hull, the circus shot goes.
But there was one move they couldn't replicate.
Themselves into an early hole here. Clark looking to get going. Oh, that's a deep three.
But that only fired up the team even more, and Caitlin kept the engine running, facilitating every step of the way.
Bounce pass ahead. Mitchell running the floor, lays it in.
And when they tried to stop the magic, they failed.
Clark launches and draws the foul. One was from the logo. She'll try to earn him.
Her magic took a brief dip, and the calls stopped going her way.
Clark hangs. She thought she was fouled.
But Caitlin found a way to adjust, and once again, she thrived.
To existence is 6 or 7 players averaging double figures. They believe it.
Backdoor pass there from Clark to Kelsey Mitchell.
Even when the Dream's best player, Ryan Howard, stepped up to guard her, there was still no stopping Caitlin.
Clark trying to shake Howard. Clark steps back and knocks it down.
And even when Howard got the better of her for a moment,
Possession for Indiana.
And Howard, good hands defensively.
Caitlin came right back.
That's the kind of screen I'm talking about.
Mitchell
right there.
back for Clark and hits a three.
That's what I'm talking.
And even stronger than before. Even when her teammates got blocked, Caitlin never lost trust.
Back within 4. Clark bouncing. Boston finishing.
At halftime, the score said it all. This was even up for grabs, but it was Howard's Dream who came out swinging to start the second half.
Together.
Second half here underway from Indianapolis as Howard launches and hits a three.
And it looked like she brought a bit of magic with her too.
They spent most of the second quarter working their way back into the game, and Ryan Howard.
It wasn't the best start to the half, even with Caitlin on the verge of hitting 20 points and 10 assists to break the record.
Mitchell with the steal. It's a 3-on-2. Clark back for Mitchell. She will launch and knock down a long.
At that point, the only thing on her mind was the battle with Ryan Howard. It was game on.
Clark from the mid-range connects for 2.
Down by 10 in the fourth, the Fever needed a spark, and fast. It was time for someone to step up.
She needs to look for those shots.
Here's Clark on the drive being hounded behind the back. Boston has it. Shot clock down to 5 again. But Boston. Another second chance opportunity. Clark fire away and knocks down a 3.
Just 2 back-to-back moments of brilliance, and suddenly, the Fever were within 7. The comeback was on.
Just that signature Caitlin Clark shot. She will launch. Oh, yes!
And then it was 4, because there's no stopping the Clark train once it's rolling.
Firing and hitting.
That's a tough 2, man. I mean, that's good D.
But her teammates weren't always ready, because that pass could have been the one to break the record. Luckily, who else but Kelsey Mitchell to break the seal?
Side step and knocks down a 3.
But the Fever were still trailing, so Caitlin kept her foot on the gas.
Clark turns on the Jets. Clark lays it in.
Clutch layups, pinpoint dimes.
There's that drag screen.
Bounce it for Boston. Boston lays it in. It's a 2-point game.
They haven't had much of that tonight.
She dragged the Fever back within 2, putting up 27 points and 11 assists in the process. Absolute takeover mode. But with the game hanging in the balance, it was clear this one was going to be decided in the final minute. A sharp pass from Caitlin to Boston put the Fever on the line, with a chance to finally take the lead. But Boston hit just one of the 2, leaving the Fever up by 1 and giving the Dream a full 20 seconds to take the lead. And they did. A careless foul by Mitchell sent Howard to the line, and the rest is history.
That left hand. Watch the left arm. Right there. That's what they called.
Howard knocked down both, giving the Dream the lead, but the Fever still had 10 seconds to respond. Strangely, Caitlin inbounded the ball and never got it back. And when she's not taking the last shot, you know it's not ending well. Even with a historic performance, it just wasn't enough to get the win. But one thing's clear, Caitlin Clark is building a legacy, one game at a time.